Good morning, welcome to morning meditation. This is Exploring the Cow with host Ra Castaldo, and I want to welcome everybody to my YouTube channel and also invite them to my website, themysticalspiral.com. You can see below in this description, and it's on the main page of this YouTube. You can see Ra's official site. Just click that and it will lead to my website. And also here in YouTube, I made a playlist for everyone, so it's easier to get to my Naga files. All my Naga files so far, I think there's like 18 of them, like 23 videos. They're all there in the playlist under Naga files, so you'll find that. I'm gonna also make one for my Magic series and my Dream Prophecy series, so it's easier to navigate my YouTube. I also updated my site a little bit last night, did a few little tweaks. So my assistant Mika is helping me as well. So if you do email me about oracle readings or DNA activation, either me or Mika will contact you. And I'm not sure if my iCloud email is changing, because I just got a weird email from Apple last night saying some kind of, I think it was because the hack, even though they're not admitting it. I think something's going on where you need like a set app specific password now to, I don't know, something's going on. It seems like they're bulking up their security for a specific reason. So today I want to talk about the subterranean caverns of Volterra, Italy, and one that no one talks about. Okay, these are ancient Etruscan worlds, caverns that do lead to what Hindus call Bhagavati, or the lair of the Naga, or even it's called Patala. In Benares, India, I've talked of the well of Sheshna, and how it leads to the underground subterranean palace of the Naga, which is Patala. And they also call this subterranean area, it's called Bhagavati. And in Tuscany, Italy, there's this place called Volterra. And it's an ancient city that was known to the Etruscans. And there's amazing subterranean caverns down there that lead to the world of these serpentine beings who are I don't want to say divine, but we tend to use that word because they're part human, yet they're part something else, most likely Draco or Anunnaki. And it's interesting because these ones are not the same as these original Draco. They have human in them and the divine spark as well in them. The other ones are more of a programmed consciousness, hell-bent on terraforming and infiltrating and dominating. And they're masters of genetic manipulation. And these Naga, or these other beings that are basically an offshoot of the Draco line, and there's thousands upon thousands of these subset hierarchies of Draco or Anunnaki or Watchers, whatever you want to call them, Grigori. They are known to the Strega and to the Etruscans as Grigori, and the Lhasa even. The Lhasa are the ones who actually will fight in these wars. An example of one of them is Archangel Michael, and he's the defender in the Bible, and he's one of the Lhasa, or archangels in Kabbalah. And in Volterra, and you see there, they were giants, basically. I mean, titans too. I mean, their stature was way more enormous than ours at this time, and pretty much after the Great Flood, you know, of the third root race, the Lemurians, we decreased in stature. Man has decreased in stature, you know, significantly. And as well as the duration of our lives, totally decreased. And basically, it's said that we fell down from godliness and were mixed with animal races. And we interbred among giants and the pygmies that were on the poles. Okay, it's rumored to have pygmy civilizations at both the North and the South poles. And we intermarried with these giants and pygmies. And through this intermingling, the humanity, we had acquired basically knowledge, and if you want to say it, it was basically unlawful knowledge, stuff we were not supposed to have, and more of humanity became willingly following the left path, okay? And so basically, it's said in the books and everything that I've read and pulled in that basically when this happened, that's when the Atlanteans were on their way to destruction. And basically, we don't know how many different geological periods took place for us to even accomplish the fourth destruction. But what we do know is that the Atlanteans built great images, some 27 feet high, the size of their bodies, supposedly. And lunar fires had destroyed the land of their fathers, the Lemurians, or Mu, the Lemurians, and water threatened the fourth race. So it's also noticed, you know, we can't ignore the fact that when you go on Easter Island, most of these, you know, huge statues are all between 20 and 30 feet high. And the statues that were found by that guy Cook on Easter Island measured about all 27 feet in height and 8 feet across the shoulders. So that's almost exactly what these, you know, beings were supposed to be like, you know. And you know, if Atlanteans were supposed to be around 27 feet in height, and then these Easter Islands are 27 feet in height, I mean, that's pretty much undeniable. And, you know, said that, you know, after the destruction of Lemuria by subterranean fires, that men were decreasing in stature, and at that, finally, some millions of years after, they reached between 6 and 7 feet, and are now even dwindling down even further. And you know, some of these subterranean caverns that are talked about in you know, all over the world. There is one in Volterra, Italy, that is very special, because this is in Tuscany as well. And before I leave, I want to mention that even to this day in Volterra, there is a spirit, or if you want to say a Gregory or Lhasa, that is said to help us humans sometimes. And it's funny because this might be a prior incarnation of mine related to this, you know? Wow, as soon as I said that, this fell down. Like, because I really feel like one of my past lives, I was involved with this cavern, and something happened to me, and I was possibly either saved by one of these beings or something. Because even to this day, there's a being called Ra in Tuscany, or in Volterra, and it's a spirit that's very much talked about in Volterra. And you know, it's said in, if you go into the Etruscan Roman remains by Charles Leyland, Ra is a spirit who protects children. When they are in danger, the parents apply to him, and there's an incantation that they also say that I'm not going to repeat or even read. And the child will, when this incantation is talked about, basically it's saying, like, you know, protect me in my sleep and stuff that, and protect me, you know, and give me like sleep of the angels and stuff. Then the child afterwards will awake from pain or trouble and secure from all danger, and especially from that of falling into the balsa, you know, which is the precipice or subterranean pits of San Giusto and Volterra. And the spirit Ra was known in Volterra in the year 1001. For just in that year he protected a little child which had been enchanted to him, which fell from a height of several yards in the balsa. You know, the balsa is a precipice, you know, but he fell upon a pile of broom plant, or a ginestra. And then the peasants came running to save him, but he kept crying, Ra, Ra. And then when they let him down a ladder, he would not when they let him down a ladder to come up, he wouldn't climb the ladder, you know. And while they stood above there, from a strange signore who said, you cannot save him, I can only do it by supernatural power. I am the spirit Ra, and now you shall see how I will effect it. And saying this, he stamped thrice or 3 times on the ground, when there rose a great man of broom plants growing, by means of which, as from branch to branch of a tree, they descended and brought up the child. And, you know, this is an Etruscan, you know, plant-like spirit who is possibly an ET from one of the surrounding planets of Vega that I talked about, a plant humanoid by the name of Ra, you know. And I'm gonna say, spiral out.